The California high-speed rail project is hitting yet another roadblock. Tonight, the federal government appears closer to cutting billions in funding. In a new Department of Transportation report that's more than 300 pages long, the feds say the project has no viable path forward and believes it's time to pull the plug. ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen is hearing from both sides of this controversy tonight and explains what today's news means for the future of the rail.
Alex, California voters first approved the rail project back in 2008. The authority that oversees it has been over budget and behind deadline ever since. A testing track is still not complete, and it's not known when people could even buy a ticket to board the future train. But advocates for high-speed rail tell me state lawmakers need to continue to invest in this project that will eventually benefit the state.
Hopefully this will be the beginning of the end for high-speed rail.
California Congressman Kevin Kiley, an open critic of the California high-speed rail, is adamant about cutting federal funding to the project. Months ago, Congressman Kiley introduced a bill to cut funding.
The tax dollars of Americans, and in particular of Californians, can be used where they will actually be needed and where they'll make a difference.
The Department of Transportation's Federal Railroad Administration has now published a report detailing the failures of the project and proposing all federal funding to be stopped. The FRA wants to terminate 2 existing contracts with the High-Speed Rail Authority, citing consistent delays, overspending, and failure to deliver on commitments. To date, the High-Speed Rail Authority says the cost estimate for the Merced to Bakersfield corridor ranges between $34.9 billion to $38.5 billion, a big difference from the initial proposed $45 billion for the entire project from San Francisco to Los Angeles. State lawmakers say federal dollars only make up a small portion of the project's budget, and it relies primarily on state dollars. And advocates for the project believe it is still a good investment.
The leaders of the legislature and the governor need to be very clear that they stand behind this project and that the state is going to push through to get trains running as fast as possible.
The High-Speed Rail Authority has 30 days to propose corrective actions in which the FRA will consider before federal funding is pulled. In a statement to ABC 10, the authority says it strongly disagrees with the FRA's conclusions, believing it to be misguided. The authority adds the governor's proposed budget, if passed, will extend at least $1 billion per year for the next 20 years to complete the project's initial segment.
What happens with steady funding is that then you can start issuing bonds in order to build the critical tunnels that get you to the Bay Area and to the Los Angeles area.
Ultimately, Congressman Kiley believes it's too late for the authority to plead its case.
I do not believe so. The Rail Authority has had 17 years to make the case that it could actually complete this project.
And I asked the High-Speed Rail Authority if it plans on responding to the report. An authority spokesperson tells me it will fully address and correct the record with a formal response, Alex.
Now, Jeannie, let's talk about Senator Dave Cortese. We know that he has supported the high-speed rail project. He's also the chair of the Senate Transportation Committee. What did he really have to say about the report today?
Well, Alex, I have tried contacting Senator Dave Cortese's office multiple times over the last few days, but he hasn't made himself available. But he did provide us with a statement today that says, in part, the state could potentially lose $4 billion in federal grants, calling it a politicized move that would ultimately hurt Californians, leading to rising costs for materials and delays across housing and transportation projects. The state senator's full statement can be found on our website at abc10.com, Alex.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. And the state Senate this week just approved a bill that, if passed, would study the potential economic benefits of high-speed rail. SB 545, authored by State Senator Dave Cortese, would require the state to study the benefits tied to the project and its connecting lines, specifically for things like jobs, businesses, and emissions. Opponents argue it could add $700,000 to the already ballooning cost of the project. The bill heads to the Assembly for a vote. And we do have an in-depth look at the high-speed rail project on our ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. Our team has been examining this project for quite some time now. So if you want to take a look at it, it is currently on our free ABC 10 Plus streaming app, which is completely free to download straight to your TV.